What's up, guys? This is Ian here, coach of your Ladner Lanturn, bringing you guys our Week 10 team builder for the DnD or Dunsparces and Dragonites. This week we are taking on ShinyKrabby and the Hitmontop Oss, aka our bitter rivals, I would like to say. I don't necessarily think that we're rivals as people, but our two teams are competing for the top spot in the Johto Conference, and that's just kind of where it's at. I believe he's in the Silver Conference, and he's 8-1 plus 24, and we're in the Gold Conference, and we are 8-1 plus 22. So we're both very close to each other. I have a little bit of a differential gap to catch up, although I'd really just love to win this match because that would kind of set the tone. We're getting close to playoff season, so I'm not trying to bring the best team that I possibly could bring, just because I know that it's likely that I might play him in playoffs potentially at some point. So I'm not going to try and go around showing my strats, especially when we're either locked or very close to locked for playoffs anyways. I'd rather save some strats for that. So, he has Skarmory, Florges, Dugtrio, Delphox, Combuskin, Naganadel, Mega Blastoise, Drapion, Chestnut, Cofagrigus, and Vikavolt. He has priority in Dugtrio with Sucker Punch, Combuskin with Quick Attack, and Blastoise with Aqua Jet. He has Hazard Setting in Skarmory with Stealth Rocks and Spikes, Dugtrio with Stealth Rocks, Drapion with Toxic Spikes. Sorry about that, I blame Austin. Chestnut with Spikes and Cofagrigus with Toxic Spikes. He has Hazard Removal in Skarmory with Defog, Florges with Defog, and Blastoise with Rapid Spin. And he has 1 4x weakness in Chestnut to Flying. Yeah, he's got an interesting team. Obviously Naganadel is kind of huge, and then Dugtrio plus Naganadel is really big because Dugtrio can trap the Steel types that sort of deal with Naganadel for the most part. Granted, Naganadel does get coverage to hit the Steel types that wall it, but it's not fantastic coverage. HP Ground is a very weak move, and Fire Blast has a tendency to miss, so typically Dugtrio will just trap the Steel types, and then he moves on with his day. Drapion's a problem too, excuse me. But Austin has Bronzong actually, which would be perfect in this scenario, because Bronzong can deal with Naganadel very well. You just run a Levitate set, and then he has to hit a Fire Blast on you, and you can Gyro Ball it back or Psychic or whatever. Anyways, let's get into my team, but before we do that, I'd like to thank Jed and Austin for helping me build this team. We're kind of ganging up here to sort of secure the win. This helps Jed out as well because Krabby is in Jed's division, so I'm sure that he was perfectly happy with helping because it feels his own interests as well as mine, and Monster kind of just wants us to both succeed, so Monster / Austin, it's the same person, but I'm trying to get used to calling him Austin. Anyways, first up's Alomomola or Mom. We're bringing physically defensive Alomomola. This is just here to check Drapion for the most part, and Combuskin if it gets a little too out of hand. We can also tank a Dugtrio attack. Granted, he's going to trap us, but it's not the biggest of deals. I don't really know. If he's physical Cofagrigus for whatever reason, we can deal with that, and Skarmory we can deal with that too. So that's kind of the idea behind Alomomola. It's not super useful, but Wish Passing will be really useful, and getting Toxics on things like the Florges, like the Blastoise, like the Chestnut is really good. Obviously I can't Toxic the Drapion, the Naganadel, or the Skarmory. I'd love to, but I can't. Excuse me, because we don't have Salazzle, so. Next up is Hawkeye, or Zapdos. We're bringing a specially defensive Zapdos. Zapdos plays a very important role this week as a Spit-F wall. Mainly there to tank hits from the Naganadel. I mean, most of his team is especially offensive, to be completely honest. We can reasonably deal with Vikavolt. We can tank the Bug Stab. The Electric Stab we take neutrally, and we can sort of roost it off. Except we don't have Roost, so that's an issue. Yeah, we need Heat Wave coverage. I might get rid of Toxic for Roost here, actually, because I don't really need to run that. There we go. Yeah, discharge Roost, Defog, and Heat Wave. Got Defog on there to get rid of the hazards. He's got a lot of hazard setters, and my team's not a fan of tanking hazards, especially rocks with 3 Pokemon weak to rocks. Max HP, max special defense, very standard calm set. I've got static on there for some reason in case I wanted to tank a hit. I actually think pressure is probably better this week just to stall out the floor just a little bit better. Yeah. So, very especially defensive Zapdos, like I said, that's kind of its role. We've got Boom, our Swallow here. Swallow completely bodies his team, and I just realized we're missing a ton of EVs. There we go. Swallow completely bodies his team. I'm not even going to lie about this. The combination of Boom Burst and Heat Wave kind of just beats him. He doesn't have anything to switch into a Choice Specs Boom Burst except for Skarmory, in my opinion, and that thing doesn't want to take a Heat Wave. Granted, Florges might want to switch into a Choice Specs Boom Burst, and I'm sort of going to scout that by clicking U-turn the first time, I would imagine, to make sure that I know what his switch into my Swallow is, unless I don't see the Florges, and then that's just best case scenario for me, to be honest, because that thing is a royal pain in the ass for me to prep for. And I'd be perfectly happy not seeing the Florges, so I'm going to be completely honest with you. I'd love to not see Florges, and I could just click Boom Burst and claim a kill each time Swallow comes in. He doesn't have anything that outspeeds Swallow either, so he has to run a Scarfer to outspeed my Swallow. And if he doesn't have a Scarfer, then Swallow can just click Boom Burst 6 times and win the game. So that's kind of fun. Cofagrigus is not a wall to this because we have Scrappy, and Scrappy Boom Burst demolishes that thing unless he's Assault Vested, especially defensive. Drapion might be able to take this, but normally Assault Vest Drapion runs max HP, max attack, not max SPDF, and so it's going to take it okay, but not super well. We're going to OHKO the Naganadel with Choice Specs Boom Burst, it's not even a question. Regardless of how much HP investment he's got in there, because I would imagine he's probably going to try and speed creep Zygarde 10% with it and run like HP Ice or something on there for it, and I don't really care, to be honest, so that's fine. Yeah, Swallow, really big threat. I'm not getting too in-depth with this, I hope, but Zygarde 10%, running a Scarf Zygarde 10% set, just in case we can't take on the Naganadel with Swallow. Then we have a Scarfer in the back to deal with it with 1,000 Arrows. Again, I'm missing EVs, I don't know how this keeps happening. I swear to God I had these on earlier. 1,000 Arrows, Outrage, Extreme Speed, Stone Edge. So I have the Stone Edge on here because I don't want to get caught with my pants down against the Vikavolt. I don't anticipate Vikavolt coming, but if it does come, then that's a problem, because my team can't reliably deal with it. But now that I have Stone Edge on Scarf Zygarde, we're going to outspeed it even if it's agility. We should outspeed it even if it's agility. Not if he's max speed. There's a world where we don't outspeed Vikavolt even if he's agility. I don't want to be part of that world, but we've got Stone Edge. We've got the Stone Edge to take it on. If he's not running HP Ice on his Vikavolt, then he can't kill us with Thunderbolt, and Bug Buzz it might kill, actually, but that's besides the point. Yeah, Zygarde, good revenge killer. We're bringing Seabed Power or Scolipede. This is a very unique set, and I'm trying this whole Speed Pass and Mega Medicham strategy once again. I'm hoping it works for once in my goddamn life. Yeah, it's been a strategy that I drafted my team around, and I literally haven't been able to pull it off, and I've tried it like 3 or 4 different times, so that's kind of fun. We've got Focus Edge on here so that we're guaranteed at least 1 speed boost. Baton Pass, Poison Jab, Protect, and Substitute. We've got the Baton Pass on there to pass it into Mega Medicham. We could actually pass the speed into whatever we wanted, to be honest, but it doesn't really make sense unless we're passing it into Mega Medicham. Poison Jab's on there to take on the Florges. We kind of scare the Florges out, and this is kind of the only thing that does scare the Florges out. And I'm actually really banking on that because I have Sub. So this is a really cool set, actually. I came up with most of it by myself. I wasn't even considering Scolipede until the guys told me that I should run Speed Pass this week, so again, shoutouts to them for coming up with the idea, but I had this part all to myself. I've got Sub on there because I can threaten out the Florges. He can't hit me unless he's got Psychic, and I can scout for that with a Protect. And then we can Sub, and then I pass the Sub plus Speed into Mega Medicham, which is perfect, because that means that Mega Medicham can always tank the hit when I'm switching it in, because, okay, so the way the mechanic works, right, is that I'll be faster when I'm Baton Passing. So I'll go first when I'm Baton Passing. It's a fast Baton Pass into Mega Medicham, which means Mega Medicham has to tank the hit. Therefore, with the Sub up, if I'm faster, Mega Medicham, its Sub will break, right? And I think it has the health, I think the Sub has the health of Scolipede. which could be good because I'm not running as much speed on Scolipede, I don't think, as I am on Mega Medicham, but I could be wrong about that. We're running enough speed on Scolipede here to outrun the Delphox, just like the Zygar 10%. I totally forgot to talk about that. Swallow outspeeds Naganadel. There you go. That's your summary of that. Yeah, this is a cool Scolipede set, and I'm hoping it works. Obviously, it relies on not having hazards up for the Focus Sash, but I'm going to break my own Focus Sash when I sub, so I don't know. It's kind of a one-time strat thing going on here. Max attack to threaten out the Florges. I can't touch the Skarmory, but I can set up a sub on the Skarmory. Kind of. That's kind of the idea. Last but not least is Mega Medicham. I know that Cofagrigus is his switch into this. If he doesn't bring Cofagrigus or Florges, or if he only brings one, I will be like immensely happy because my special breakers can deal with Cofagrigus and my physical breakers can deal with Florges. But man, Cofagrigus, dude, it's gonna take away my pure power, which is really annoying. And so Cofagrigus has to be out of the way for this to work. This will speed pass strat to work, and I'm really sad about that. But we do have the coverage to speed his entire team, so that's a thing as well. He doesn't have the best switch into Mega Medicham. Like I said, I think actually Cofagrigus is probably the only one. But after that, he can trap me with Dougie, which is the problem, which is also why we're speed passing, so that Dougie won't outspeed me. But yeah, that's fun. Zen Headbutt, Drain Punch, Poison Jab, Thunder Punch covers literally his entire team. The only thing that we're not hitting super duper well is going to be the Vikavolt and the Delphox, but I would imagine that a Thunder Punch is going to body the Delphox anyways, and I would imagine that a Zen Headbutt is going to body the Vikavolt anyways. We've got the Fighting Stab on there, even though nothing's weak to fighting on his team, because Drain Punch is just good, and I need the recovery, to be completely honest. I don't want to worry about High Jump Kick missing, I'm already worried about Zen Headbutt missing, but I need the Zen Headbutt to be able to OHKO the Naganadel. I would run Psycho Cut, but I don't know if it does enough this week, so we're running Zen Headbutt. Yeah, max attack, Jolly 216, we're outrunning something. We're outrunning Drapion with this much speed investment. So yeah, we do have more HP on the Scolipede, more HP investment on the Scolipede than we do on Medicham, while they both have the same base HP. I believe the sub passes with Scolipede's HP value, which is 6 points higher than Mega Medicham's, so we'll see how that goes. Anyways, that's the team. We take on Krabby and the Hitmontop Oss this week, and I will catch you guys for the match.